I'm excited for this new series. I will do a few a month. It is going to be Lunch with Liz. And not only will it be what I'm having for lunch, but it's also going to kind of share with you some updates, what I'm doing around the house. It will definitely be food related because I know everybody wants to see food, and I hope it gives you some inspiration for what I'm putting together for my lunches. So come along today for Lunch with Liz. Today's going to be a fun day of me doing a few things in the kitchen and preparing my lunch. Making some garbanzo beans. These have not been soaked, so I'm going to cook them in the Instant Pot for 50 minutes. I'm gonna add about 6 cups of water with 3.5 cups of garbanzo beans. A little bit over 6 cups for sure. Manual mode. Nice and cooked. Chickpeas are all completed. We are going to make some hummus. I'll put the exact measurements down below, but we have chickpeas, we have warm water, we have tahini, salt, chili peppers, cumin, 1 garlic clove, and lemon juice. And we're gonna put this in the food processor and get it processed. Garlic clove. Minced that garlic clove so all the flavors come out. I'm gonna add everything else now. Adding in everything but the water. We're gonna hold the water. All right, and we need to taste test it, make sure we like the flavors. Feel free to add in more water if you like less thick, but I kind of like it thick. So I made a strawberry lemon concentrate, and I actually canned it, so I'm preserving it. And I'm gonna start using it for my kombucha batches. So I'm gonna take my jar here with this and start pouring it in. About 4 tablespoons. These ones are 16 ounces. delicious. And these ones are 32 ounces, so we'll need to use more. And then from here, what we're gonna need to do is here is my full thing of kombucha. So I am going to pour the kombucha into my jars. And these will sit out on the counter for 1 to 2 days. So look at that. The bubbles are awesome in here. So this kombucha will last me about probably 5 to 6 days. I drink about 16 ounces a day. So we are going to fill all the way almost to the top now that just do a nice slow pour. The strawberry is giving it a really nice color. Look at the foam. And then we have this much left, which we need to be able to start our next batch. So I just washed my hands, so my hands are all clean. And I am going to separate the SCOBY. So here's the SCOBY. And you can see it has grown. This is my original SCOBY, which I always use. And this is my one that was just created. So I like to actually dehydrate my SCOBYs, and the dogs love them as a little treat. So I'm separating this. I'll dehydrate that. I'm gonna keep this inside of here until I brew up the next batch of kombucha. So we are going to combine everything to add it back into this container. So I have 8 cups of cold water. I'm going to add in my 4 cups of black tea that I let brew for at least 15 minutes. And you use 2 tablespoons of black tea. I use organic black tea, and I make the tea with 4 cups of water. And of course, I make it in my Rebel machine. So I'm literally pouring in the tea inside of here. Get every last bit. And then I have a 3/4 cup of organic sugar. I'm gonna mix inside of here. Stir this around, and then I will add it into my gallon kombucha jar where it brews, and then I will add in the SCOBY at the very end. I will seal up my jars. So I like to clean off the tops just in case there was any residue. Put it on tight, and it'll sit out on the counter for 1 to 2 days. Probably 1. there we go. Pretty cool. So here's my pretty little stand. I got this at an estate sale, and my kombucha is just gonna sit here for a few days. This can be the tricky part, so I'm going to lay down my towel, and I have this all here, and I am going to, I use this bowl because it has this pouring spout on it, which sometimes helps. So I will pour. Starting to spill. Gotta do it fast. Now that this is all in here, I'm going to take the SCOBY and put the SCOBY back into here. And I'm gonna put my little cloth over the top. I got some new cloths, so I definitely need to switch this out, and I'll do that next time. So there you go, and now I'm going to set away for about 4 to 5 days. Today I am also canning some green beans from my garden. So I did normal green beans with a little tiny bit of salt, and then I did some dilly beans. Everybody has their own way of how they cut up a watermelon, and this is mine. I like to just slice it down the side, and then I just do thin pieces throughout. And there you go, and then put it in the bowl. That was a really good flavor. So I'm excited with the one that I picked. I don't really have any tips for how I pick it. It's definitely a gamble. You just hope. Sometimes I buy 2 just in case. Because when you're craving a watermelon, craving a watermelon. Some arm workouts for this. So here is my starter, and so I discard it because I do a bunch of discard recipes. So I'm going to stir this up, and we're going to save the discard. I feed my starter once a day and put it back on the counter until tomorrow. I'm not making any bread today, but I am going to laminate the current dough that I'm working on. fridge and I'll bake tomorrow. So for lunch, we're having cucumbers, celery. I'm gonna add in some mixed greens here. Some carrot, a few green onions here. Here's our hummus we made earlier. Add a bunch of hummus into here. And you're probably wondering, Liz, where's the rest of your starch besides the garbanzo beans? I'm gonna have a piece of bread, homemade sourdough bread. All right, this is what lunch with Liz is going to look like. So I have my water that I've been drinking throughout the day. I have my watermelon that I cut up earlier, and my beautiful 50-50 plate with the homemade hummus, lettuce, cucumbers, celery, so good. And if you've been following along, you know I love to have coconut aminos and Dijon mustard together on a salad. It provides the best salad dressing. In this case, I don't have to make a dressing. This is my go-to dressing. So I'm going to snack away on all of this amazing food and give you some updates. You can see behind me a bunch of cans. I've been canning like a crazy person, but I love it. I currently canned over in this batch a 5-bean salad. I did my zucchini relish. I absolutely love it. It's a great way to preserve zucchini, as I have so much of it coming out of the garden right now. I'm like, whoa. I also did a strawberry lemon concentrate that I've been adding to my kombucha, which I showed you guys earlier. It's so delicious. And I also did green beans and carrots. So plenty of amazing food. I'm canning. It's just a different way of preserving, and I'm enjoying it. This is my homemade sourdough bread that I really have been crafting, and I'm almost to a point where I've like perfected it, but then I say that it like gets better and better like every single time, so really cool. I recently showed my greenhouse, so that's pending, and we're waiting on a few more supplies to get that done, but it's all coming along. The homestead definitely is. If you haven't made your own homemade hummus, it's so good, and no oil. At lunchtime, I love looking at my full list and seeing what I've gotten done, what else I need to do this afternoon, and plan out my day. So I'm gonna finish my lunch. I need to package some salts that I sold. I make homemade salts on my homestead from all of my herbs. So I'm sending out a few of those because you guys recently purchased them. And I need to run those to the post office, so I will be doing that. And then I have to store away all the fresh salt that I made this week. So it's all just a work in progress. And I did have a work call today, so I'm balancing everything that is going on. And so I would love some feedback if you like lunch with Liz. I think it's nice to be able to see what actually people are eating.
sit down with you guys for a short amount of time, unscripted, and just have conversations, give you guys updates, and see if you guys like it. This afternoon, I also am planning out my meal plan for next week, so I will work on that, but I'm working away, and I'm already starting my list for tomorrow. I also have been canning about 3 to 4 days a week. I have so much coming out of my garden right now. I'm taking the time getting everything processed on the shelf, whether it be on the shelf or if I'm freezing it. I am doing garlic powder soon and garlic salt, which I'm so excited to show you guys. I have to make sure it turns out okay first, but so delicious. Having like fresh garlic. I ended up having about 3 pounds from this last harvest, and I've been eating, so I'm guessing I had like 4 to 5 pounds of garlic from my garden this last winter time, which I had just harvested. So all good things, everyone. All right, I'm gonna finish this up and get on with my day.
Thanks for tuning in to today's video. I appreciate you being here. Comment below if you enjoyed this kind of video, as I'm hoping to do more for you very, very soon. I would love a thumbs up and make sure to subscribe to my channel for more videos coming your way.